From Burncoat High School in Worcester, Massachusetts, Charter TV 3 presents live coverage of Central Mass High School basketball. Tonight, the Shrewsbury Colonials visit the Burncoat Patriots. It's High School Hoops on Charter TV 3. Hello, everyone. Welcome into the Green Graveyard or the Pit, whatever you want to call it. Burncoat High School. Kevin Shea with Kevin Wells. And Kevin, two teams very similar, kind of looking to find their identity. Early on, wins have been tough to come by, but two teams with some talent.
First week of the new year, both 1-4. I don't want to say an identity crisis, but they're trying to figure each other out and where they are and where they want to go. It's a really intense game tonight. They both, in this first week of January, want to get untracked and use it as a springboard going into the rest of the season. Then, of course, Adrian's coming home.
Adrian Machado starting for Burncoat here in the 90s. Back-to-back district championships. Will it be a happy homecoming? We'll find out. The opening tip-offs coming up next between Shrewsbury and Burncoat. And welcome back inside Burncoat High School. Tonight it is the Burncoat Patriots and the Shrewsbury Colonials. And look at our starting lineups. And Burncoat, they are getting loud in the student section. Unique Jackson, Max King, David ASABERE, Joel Lariano, and Pablo Cabrera. And for Shrewsbury, Jack TAITEL, and he's been banged up a little bit this year. Dylan Zona got a great family story and his connection to Burncoat. Paul Durkee, Steve Veda, and Namdi Okaka. And I'll tell you what, this the student section starting to fill in here. There's Ryan Connor, the head coach of the Burncoat Patriots. Of course, he played in the city, played for Doherty, was a phenomenal player, an all-inter-high player. Then played collegiately at Wheaton, played for Brian Meehan, a Worcester guy, at Salem State, and then finished up at Worcester State. And he had a great career there, great career at Worcester State. Adrian Machado, man, what a career he had at Stonehill College and at Burncoat. Back-to-back district titles here at Burncoat. They played Travis Best in Springfield Central twice in the state semis. His junior year, they beat him, went to the state finals. And senior year, they lost to him. And now we'll get ready for the playing of the national anthem. Talking about Adrian Machado, and Adrian went to Stonehill. He was the NE10 Rookie of the Year his freshman year. He was the Defensive Player of the Year in the league as a junior, and he was all-league as a senior. And he has got just great Burncoat roots, and Rob Ashton, one of his assistant coaches, was a phenomenal player here at Burncoat. And as Adrian says, too, he never got the credit that he deserved. Well, he was here at Burncoat. He was a phenomenal defensive player, and of course, Adrian did so well. And you know, you had a lot of different names. You had the Bailey brothers, Rob and Jeff Bailey, that were here at Burncoat at the time. So you know, Rob kind of was in the shadows, so to speak. He never got the due that he deserved, but he's a phenomenal coach. And Adrian says he does such a great job with this team, and he leans so much on Rob.
Well, quite frankly, you know, both of them, once Adrian got the Shrewsbury job, they've done a great job, you know, as a tandem there, leading these young men, the Colonials of Shrewsbury.
Here's Durkee with a three. And now it's going to be a 2 in the corner.
Durfee, again, he's 6'3", only a sophomore, Kevin. He's probably averaging about 19 points a game. Very, very good player, very solid for his age.
This is a Shrewsbury team that has a lot of young players on it. Burncoat has more of a junior-senior lineup. Stolen away by Steve Veda. Veda, one of the seniors on this Shrewsbury team. Shot is off the mark, and good save there by ASABERE.
I mean, you mentioned Veda as well. He's the other half of the 1-2 punch for Shrewsbury. He's averaging about 18 points a game.
Burncoat looking around.
Shrewsbury man-to-man.
Colonials really trying to put a stop, and the shot clock runs out to Unique Jackson. Jackson is such a dynamic player, and Dylan Zona is matched up on Jackson.
Well, again, you know, and that certainly is a tough matchup for him. Jackson is strong, he's very quick with the basketball, and he is the driving force behind the offense here when you're looking at Burncoat.
We get a reach-in foul on Max King. First team foul for Burncoat, first foul of the game. Dylan Zona will put it in play, and Zona has got a tremendous connection both to Shrewsbury and Burncoat. His mother, Mary McInerney, went here and played field hockey and basketball. Beautiful block. His aunt, Ann McInerney, one of the all-time greats to come out of here. His aunt, Claire McInerney, one of the all-time greats to come out of here. Both 3 sports stars. Ann went on to Assumption. Claire went on to Merrimack. Ann left Assumption as the all-time leading scorer in women's basketball history. And Claire was second in Merrimack history in scoring when she left.
Steve Veda with the putback there. Little offense by accident, took a tricky bounce on the second putback, but Veda was there to corral it and lay the basketball in the hole.
Here's ASABERE, no good, gets his own rebound, up and draws the foul. So they call it on Ryan Dugan.
You know, take a look, David ASABERE takes it hard to the basket, pulls up short, recognizes that, follows his own shot, gets the rebound, gets fouled on his way up.
ASABERE is a senior, he'll have one more. Early going here, 4-0 lead for Shrewsbury. Kevin Shea with Kevin Wells.
Talk about the importance of free throw shooting. The JV game prior to this ended up being won from the free throw line in the waning seconds.
Offensive rebound. And a traveling violation. Pablo Cabrera working hard underneath.
Shuffled his feet.
Here's Jack TAITEL, a sophomore for Shrewsbury. Dylan Zona, he had, making his second start of the season, he had 8 points in Alaska Gymnasium. Where's on? And was a standout. Traveling violation.
Nice ball movement by Shrewsbury. Burncoat had dropped into a zone that time. You know, I think tonight with these two teams, Kevin, you're going to see a little bit of everything. You're going to see some man-to-man. You're going to see some zone. You might see a little bit of freak defense where they want to go diamond in one, box in one, or a 1-3 with a chaser on someone like a Unique Jackson.
You know, and that's what everyone's been doing. Ryan Connor says it. I mean, everyone focuses on Unique Jackson, and they try to take him out of the game. Burncoat 0 for 4 from the field to start. And the alley-oop, and a nice play off by Veda.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a little bit of surgery there. Nice backdoor cut. Nice, greatly timed alley-oop on that backdoor cut and the lay-in.
6-0, Shrewsbury in front. Burncoat off the schneid. Just inside the arc, nice shot by Max King.
So King breaks the ice for the Patriots. Again, the Green Graveyard. Back in the day, Kevin, this house used to rock.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And they're trying to bring it back. And I know we've talked on this in a previous broadcast, but several years ago, we had the ice-capades here one night when there was snow outside, but then it was raining and the floor was just saturated.
Loose ball. corralled there by Cabrera.
Great defense by Burncoat that time.
And King will bring it up for the Patriots. Brian Conrad, one of the assistants for Ryan Connor, and this one's going to be a foul on Zona.
Loose ball foul.
Zona picks up his first. 6 foot, 175-pound junior. Played varsity baseball last year as a sophomore for Shrewsbury. Brian Conrad, part of the staff here at Burncoat High School.
Connor McCauley in the ball game for Shrewsbury.
Sean McInerney, a longtime assistant for Ryan Connor. He was an assistant for 8 years for Ryan Connor. 4 when he was the JV coach at Wachusett, and 4 here at the varsity level. There's Unique Jackson.
Well, Shrewsbury pulling up into their zone, and Jackson just took advantage of that.
Veda, no good. Offensive rebound, Colonials. They'll reset.
McCauley doing a great job on the offensive glass. Burncoat settles into, it looks like a 2-3 zone.
And a block. Liriano got the block. Joel Liriano, a junior. King with a little razzle-dazzle, cut off by TAITEL. Here's Unique Jackson with Zona on him. Jackson on the run, partially blocked, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Shrewsbury. It'll be Burncoat ball.
Good example. You just had an opportunity to see how explosive Jackson is off the bounce. You know, a little bit of head and shoulder fake, a jab to the left, and hard he goes to the right. But it's on a dime that he can turn and push the ball.
And Unique Jackson was the quarterback for the football team in the fall. He was a phenomenal football player. Ryan Connor says he's still kind of getting into basketball shape and getting the shooting touch back and kind of his sea legs, if you will. ASABERE the steal. Great hustle defensively from Shrewsbury.
Good hands by ASABERE. Those are missed opportunities, Kevin. You got to make that.
Paul Durkee, sophomore, really hustling back though for the Colonials.
Burncoat, call it a 1-2-2, call it a 3-2. It looks like the forwards go to the corner, which they do.
There is Veda. He has 6 points tonight. Shrewsbury doing a nice job, Kevin, of being patient and finding the seam in that zone, breaking it down.
That's exactly what happened. Veda slipped from the high post to the low post, and he was wide open against that zone. Nice ball movement. Well-coached execution. Here's Shrewsbury looking to double that ball.
ASABERE, the runner, no good. Offensive rebound, and Veda clears. Here comes Zona. Off to TAITEL. Shrewsbury keeping it out around the perimeter right now, but looking inside. And a backcourt violation. Good defensive pressure from Burncoat. Fifth turnover of the game.
Looking at our officials tonight, we have Kevin Murray and Ryan Dugan working tonight's ball game.
Ryan Dugan, the associate head coach of the Shepherd Hill football team. The Rams have done such a great job on the gridiron, and Ryan Dugan has been such a big part of it. Oh, man. Jackson,
yeah, I'm sure
NBA.
Now, again, here's to take a look at it. There's the crossover, and then the one-handed push shot. Nice job. He gets hit. Opportunity to make it a three-pointer and cut the lead to 1.
There's Unique Jackson. Used to the contact, though, and every team has been trying to, you know, kind of bang him around a little bit and play tough on him, but he's used to that because of his entire fall. Now it's a 1-point game. At 1 point, Shrewsbury led 6-0.
He's very physical, you know, and he's a tough kid.
This first quarter is just flying by. 1:15 to play in the quarter. Durkee taking it to the rack. He was fouled on the floor. Buzz Dugan with the call.
Again, nice patience by Shrewsbury, working the basketball around the perimeter, forcing the defense to shift, and then in that last pass, they were able to take it off the bounce. Durfee along the baseline.
And almost stolen. Nate McGregor is putting it in play for Shrewsbury. Good hustle that time from ASABERE.
You know, again, Durkee, when he took it to the baseline that time, it just shows his court presence and his basketball IQ. He saw a lane, took it hard off the bounce. Oh, might have been a travel.
Shrewsbury moving it quickly. Here's Durkee for three, no good. Deflected, and the offensive rebound by Veda.
Shrewsbury doing a great job keeping it alive. Again, demonstrating their patience.
Here comes Jackson. Jackson taking it to the hoop and draws the foul. Jackson will shoot a pair, and he'll have a chance to give Burncoat their first lead of the night.
Well, again, Kevin, it's the afterburners. It's almost like, you know, he just hits that button, and all of a sudden it's like nitrous.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, in the Fast and Furious 7, he's off.
Putting some distance between himself and the defense. Jackson hits the first.
You know, again, we knew at the start of this ballgame, Kevin, we talked about trying to find their identity and understanding who they are, where they want to go. Both teams are 1-4. They have many common opponents during the course of the season, but tonight is a big game for both teams.
We are tied up at 8 apiece. Jackson has 6 of Burncoat's 8 points. And the last 6 points for Burncoat have all come off of turnovers. Here's Durkee for 3. Long rebound. Collected by Ashema. Jackson up top. Guarded by Connor McCauley. 3 in the corner for the lead, and Cruz is fouled.
He'll get 3.
Alberto Cruz will go to the line and shoot 3. Chance to give Burncoat their first lead of the game as we are tied up at 8 apiece. Shrewsbury led 6-0 at one point. The Patriots have climbed right back into it.
Nate McGregor picked up that foul.
12.9 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
You know, Kevin, is reaching out to the young fans that we have watching us, you know, that the future high school stars, from a defensive standpoint against the zone, you know, watch the defensive players. Are the hands up? The hands need to be over elbows all the time. I used to call it defense by accident, because if your hands are up, oftentimes when passes are made through the lane, even if you happen to be ball blind, you get a deflection.
I like the term, ball blind.
So happy feet, you gotta have happy feet, and you gotta have high hands and be active in these zones.
Cruz giving Burncoat a 2-point lead. 3 seconds, 2.
A little too much.
It'll be Burncoat ball with 2 seconds remaining in the quarter. Zona checks back into the ball game for Shrewsbury along with McCauley.
Matt Mulcahy.
Here's Jackson, no good. First quarter comes to a close. It started off all Shrewsbury, it ends up all Burncoat. After 1 quarter of play, the Patriots lead it by 2. High school basketball on Charter TV3 is brought to you by Carl's Oxford Diner, the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia, and the Unibank, as well as Bertera Nissan of Auburn. We thank them for their support of high school basketball here. Brian Conrad, so many great storylines in this game and coaching bloodlines. Brian Conrad, of course, his father is the head coach at Anna Maria College, Sean Conrad, and was an assistant coach at Assumption, was a head coach at Quincy, is a phenomenal coach. Spent a year with Holy Cross coaching as an assistant, is a phenomenal basketball guy. And Brian Conrad was an assistant for his father. Now he's in sales, so he's juggling work and his love, which is coaching, helping Ryan Connor.
Shrewsbury matches up man to man.
Good battle, boxing out. Shrewsbury said that one of the things they wanted to do, Adrian Machado said, we've got to control tempo. on this game. And you know, when Burncoat made their run, the points were coming off of turnovers and on the move, on the fast break. That's when kind of Shrewsbury lost tempo, if you will.
Point well taken, and certainly that's why Adrian wants to be deliberate and be patient and value the basketball when they have the possession.
Shrewsbury went about 3 minutes in between field goals, and the drought is broken by Jack TAITEL's 3, and that gives the Colonials a 1-point lead.
A big bucket by TAITEL, forcing them to go out and spread their defense. They're going to have to respect that shot from this point forward.
And that is the first 3 of the ball game for Shrewsbury. They were 0 for 4 up until that point. Bodies hitting the deck. And Kevin Murray pointing in the direction of Shrewsbury. It'll be Colonial ball. Shrewsbury had 7 turnovers in the first quarter, Burncoat 2. Points off of turnovers, Burncoat 5 and Shrewsbury 2. Burncoat with 5 rebounds in the first quarter, the Colonials with 9, including 4 on the offensive glass. Good jumper by Veda, and when you can get, you know, your big man 6'2", and you're bringing the defense out, Kevin, that's going to open some things up.
Well, and he shoots the basketball with a lot of confidence. Again, out of that 1-2 punch, he's averaging about 18 points a game.
Good block that time from Veda.
Great timing, no foul.
Veda and Okaka both out there defending. Zona. Zona's father, Bobby Zona, a Hall of Famer. Shrewsbury, tremendous 3-sport athlete. Veda with another jumper.
Wow.
And it's a 5-point Shrewsbury lead.
Having great penetration against the zone, forcing them to collapse. Shrewsbury doing very unselfish, sharing the basketball, and consequently, people are getting open shots.
And here is Veda. He has 10 points already tonight.
There's a dribble drive into the paint. So, of course, the weak side forward comes all the way in. What does that do? It leaves Durkee wide open in the low post short corner along that baseline.
I want to say hello and a happy birthday to my lovely wife, Katie. Hopefully she's watching back home. Happy birthday.
Glad you remembered, because I forgot and I was supposed to remind you.
And I know. There's Adrian Machado, and you know, we talked about Adrian and what he did here at Burncoat. I mean, just a phenomenal career at Burncoat, as we mentioned. You know, back-to-back district championship, played in a state championship, played in a back-to-back state semifinals, and we mentioned they beat Travis Best one year, who went on to play at Georgia Tech. They lost to Travis Best the next year.
Well, he's still in the NBA, I believe, right?
He may be.
Right now, Shrewsbury, you talk about taking care of the basketball and valuing the basketball. That timeout called by Burncoat was predominantly because Shrewsbury's on a 7-0 run.
Adrian played for Jim Diamantopoulos, a legendary coach here at Burncoat. You mentioned that was when the pit and the green graveyard was rocking, when Coach D was here.
Great guy, you know, just was a great coach. Really good person, did a lot of wonderful things here at Burncoat.
You're right about that.
Shrewsbury matches man-to-man, but if you watch on the weak side, they have defensive triangles, Kevin, meaning that they can see their man and the ball.
Beautiful move. ASABERE slashing to the basket and a scoop for 2.
A little dipsy doodle there as we went up and off the window. Nice penetration that time. Cuts the lead to 3.
5:10 to play here in the first half. Shrewsbury with the ball and a 3-point lead. Here's Zona. And Dylan Zona, we got a block. Let's see, the officials will confer. Murray and Dugan.
Yeah, and I thought they were going 2 opposite ways, opposite directions on that call.
On the block. Dylan Zona will shoot 2. Dylan's wife, his mother rather, Mary McInerney, as we mentioned, she used to run the McInerney School of Irish Step Dance. Tragically, she passed away when Dylan was young, and then his father, Bobby Zona, passed away shortly after. So his aunt, Ann McInerney, has done a tremendous job with he and his sister, Keely, and his uncle, Sean McInerney, and his Aunt Claire and his grandparents have been just phenomenal in helping to raise Dylan and Keely. His sister's a championship Irish step dancer. His Aunt Claire took the school over, and she now runs the Mary McInerney School of Dance. His grandfather and his grandmother both right off the boat from County Clare, and his grandfather's here tonight.
Well, a great up fake there, but he shuffled his feet. I had a chance to work with Ian McInerney at several basketball camps over the course of the summer several years ago, and you talked about a wonderful family.
Aren't they great? You cannot say enough about the McInerney family. Great family.
Great block.
Right
Veda.
now, Shrewsbury's on an 11-2 run.
Well, Veda stayed with it right there, but that was an outstanding block.
And of course, you know, hurling in Ireland, hurling is bigger than the Stanley Cup. When you get the All-Ireland hurling finals in Ireland, it's bigger than the Stanley Cup would be in Canada. And a couple years ago, Dylan's, the birthplace of his grandparents, County Clare, was in the All-Ireland Championship. So Dylan went over with his grandfather, his Uncle Sean, and Clare won the All-Ireland hurling. And just, you know, it's the whole county.
What a great experience.
Closes down for the championship and the parties that go on, but it really is a phenomenal experience, and to spend that time with your grandfather at his birthplace and with your uncle, and really cool. He's a worldly kid, very mature kid, and he's done a lot with Ryan Connor. I mean, Ryan's known him since he was really young because of his uncle coaching him. So he's got a special place in his heart for him, and he's known him. All these great storylines in this game.
You know, the more you talk about that, the more that what resonates is, you know, it takes a village.
Yeah, you're right.
You know? And it certainly takes a family.
And they're a great family.
Burncoat doing a great job keeping the basketball alive. Unique Jackson corralled that out front, penetrated to the middle and got hit.
And now ADRIAN, MACHADO, and Ryan Connor coach an AAU team together in the offseason. They just started Worcester Team United. So they are together all offseason as, you know, co-coaches. And now here they are going up against one another tonight.
I was just talking before the game to Jose Cruz Jr. Adrian Machado used to send all of his kids to my CMAC Hawks team for AAU. Great putback. Jose Cruz Jr. leaves on Saturday. He'll be flying to Puerto Rico. He's got a tryout with a professional team over there.
Wow. That's a nice offensive rebound and putback by Norberto Nader.
Of course, Jose Cruz Jr., his father is an assistant coach at Shrewsbury. But Junior had a great career with the Owls of Southern Connecticut, going to the Elite Eight his junior year and the Sweet 16 his senior year.
What a phenomenal experience. We'll take a timeout from the Green Graveyard. 3:05 to play in the half. It's 19-14.
Charter TV3 and UMass Memorial Healthcare have teamed up to bring you the latest news and trends in healthcare. Health Watch, presented by UMass Memorial Healthcare, brings you the healthcare topics that are important to you. From stroke prevention to allergies, skincare to sports injury prevention, and nutrition to pregnancy, Health Watch and UMass Memorial Healthcare informs you on the issues that affect you on a daily basis. Health Watch on Charter TV3. For extended interviews with UMass Memorial Healthcare experts, log on to our website.
And there's Ryan Connor, Brian Conrad in the green shirt. Ryan was a great competitor and great athlete at Doherty High School. And then in college as well, a great basketball player, and learned a lot from Tom Gibbons, coaching at Wachusett for years. And he's done a tremendous job with his Burncoat team, as has Adrian Machado with his Shrewsbury team. He's got Buddha Phillips on the staff too. You talk about all these coaching trees, and of course Buddha's dad, Paul Phillips, the head coach at Clark.
Oh, great penetration that time, picked up the foul. But you're right, in his JV coaches, he has so many coaches that the JV coaches aren't even mentioned. Here's the dribble drive penetration. Nice job splitting the defenders. TAITEL will earn 2 at the charity stripe.
TAITEL knocking down the first. He's got 4 points tonight, just a sophomore. And it's a 6-point Shrewsbury lead. Well, you mentioned the free throws and how they can help. TAITEL hits 2 of them right there. 7-point advantage for Shrewsbury.
Well, you have that ongoing argument in basketball. Defense wins championships and free throws win championships. So take your pick. You can't have a championship without either one of them.
Shrewsbury has outscored Burncoat 14-4 here in the second quarter. Sam Mack, a sophomore, another sophomore in there for Shrewsbury. McCauley just would not be denied.
Nice job by McCauley, taking it hard to the basket, put his head down, and then he just came up, nice soft touch off the glass. Shrewsbury, Kevin, is averaging 48.7 points per game as a team, and Burncoat on the flip side is averaging 50 points a ball game coming into this contest.
David ASABERE, a senior, at the free throw line, knocking down the first. Adrian was talking about his sophomore year here. He goes, sophomore year, they got into the districts. They were 8-12. They got into the districts, and then they beat Marlboro. They beat Algonquin. Algonquin was 19-1, and then they lost to South by 4 points. He said that was such a fun year. I had a blast that year.
Certainly a springboard year into successful junior-senior year.
And Unique Jackson draws the foul before the shot.
A good call on the block.
Great body control, though, that Jackson shows, where he draws the contact, still able to get that high percentage shot off. It is the 9th team foul on Shrewsbury, so still a 1-and-1 situation. And Jackson knocks down the first. You know, he's a big time leader for this team, Unique Jackson.
Opportunity to cut it to 5 here.
And he does. Under 2 minutes to play in the half. 23-18, Shrewsbury in front by 5 and with the ball. Veda, trapped down low, kicks it out to TAITEL. Here's Mack. Jackson guarding him man-to-man. 7 on the shot clock. Turkey with a circus shot.
Well, I'll tell you, a lot of traffic, a lot of contact, and a great job for Durkee getting it to the rim.
Unique Jackson will enjoy the basketball for a little bit. Onyx Vasquez in there for Burncoat as well. Vasquez battles for it. Veda comes up with it. Veda looking for help, and Shrewsbury calls the timeout with 1:04 to play in the half. 25-18, Colonials in front. Adrian Machado, so many great memories here in this gym, and he just had a ton of fun playing here, loves coming back. And then, of course, on the other side, you know, you're playing against a guy that you coach with in the off-season. Yeah, Mike Bradley, of course, maybe the most famous basketball alum to come out of Burncoat and had a long NBA career. 2,444 points. You see the 1,000-point scorers. You'll see Claire McInerney's over there. Yep, right there. Second one down from the left is Claire McInerney, and that's Dylan Zona's aunt. Just Dave Bradley, of course, Mike Bradley's brother. Angel Akendo, he was part of that team that Adrian Machado played with. Adrian graduated in '91, but he played with Angel and the Baileys.
Right.
Rob Bailey went to PU.
Yep. Had a nice career there. Maurice Horton on the lower right-hand side.
Ramon Cruz. Ramon had a good career. I think Ramon played at Salem State.
It's a block. Still not in the 1-and-1 yet, though, for Shrewsbury. That'll be the 16th foul on Burncoat. Next one will go 1-and-1.
Connor McCauley, a junior, will put it in play for Shrewsbury. Here's Durkee. The sophomore Durkee, nothing but net.
Well,
Durkee's got 6 points.
Again, for just a sophomore, plays with an awful lot of confidence.
You look at this team, Kevin, and really Adrian is going to have a good squad coming back next year and the year after. Veda's a senior. And they'll certainly lose and miss him and Okaka. But a lot of good underclassmen. Here's Turkey with a runner in the lane. Good rebound by ASABERE. It's a big rebound. Burncoat bringing it up, trailing by 9. Jackson for 3.
Almost a loose ball foul there on Jackson.
Durkee spins in the lane. Beautiful take.
Well, I'll tell you, outstanding move by Durkee.
Durkee's got 8 points.
Puts him up 11.
Shrewsbury's got an 11-point lead at the break. At the half, it is Shrewsbury 29, Burncoat 18. We will be back with our halftime activities right after this. Had a steal. He went coast to coast, laid it up and in, got this place jumping, and Burncoat is down by 9. Here's Durkee for 3.
Well, Kevin, you know, again, Jackson with the steal, scored a quick basket. Immediately after the basket, we talked about tempo at the break, and right away, Burncoat goes into a 1-2-2 full court zone press. They're going to try to increase the intensity of pressure on the basketball, and they're going to try to push.
Well, we talked about Shrewsbury jumping out to that early lead. Then Burncoat went on a 10-2 run in the first quarter. Here's Jackson again. So Jackson already has 4 points in this half.
4 points in 45 seconds. Here's that 1-2-2 zone press. You can't get beat off a dribble like that. That's why you're using the double team and you've got that 1-2. You've got to keep them in between.
Here's TAITEL. Durkee. Veda. Veda's showing the range. It's a 2. And it is a 9-point lead for Shrewsbury. Colonial's calling a quick timeout. Here's your first half stats, the robo stats, if you will. Shrewsbury shooting 55% from the field. Burncoat at 25%. And Shrewsbury winning the battle of the boards, 14-10. 8 turnovers for the Colonials, 5 for Burncoat. So Burncoat doing a good job of valuing the basketball. And the Patriots with 3 more points off of turnovers than the Colonials. Burncoat, as I mentioned, went on a 10-2 run in the first quarter, and they had a 2-point lead at the end of the quarter. And then Shrewsbury came back and they controlled the second quarter, a 21-8 run, and they led by 11 at the half, and they lead by 9 right now.
So Shrewsbury doing a nice job of screening against the zone, something that that a lot of teams choose not to do. They use a lot of motion cutting through, but screening against the zone. So they'll try to get a defensive guard pinned on the inside and use a dribble drive off it, looking for open space in the jump shot. Shrewsbury matches man-to-man.
Liriano, Joel Liriano is just a good presence for Burncoat on the boards.
Liriano averaging 10 points a ball game. Again, got himself in position underneath, but he shuffled his feet. Again, here's the 1-2-2 full court zone press by Burncoat. Shrewsbury getting the ball over the half court.
They go inside to Veda. Veda, the hook shot.
Kevin, one of the key with a zone press is that you've got to get from it more than you give to it. So if Shrewsbury continues to break the press like this, don't be surprised to see Burncoat pull it off or to try to throw another wrinkle at him.
And again, it starts with poise, and they show great poise under pressure.
Nice jump switch there. Good job defensively in the man-to-man by Shrewsbury.
TAITEL, offensive rebound for the Colonials. Great defense.
Yep, nice block, good job. Shrewsbury will reset.
Cabrera got it.
Flat 2-3 zone for the Patriots.
TAITEL trying to go inside, deflected by Burncoat and out of bounds. It'll be Shrewsbury basketball with 11 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, good hands by Jackson. You've got to be active in the zone.
Zona will put it in play. His uncle Sean McInerney is in Florida tonight for a couple days, a little vacation, but he said he's DVRing the game. He'll watch it when he gets back. He said it is also the only time that a McInerney family will root against Burncoat. Mac caught in the air, tried to drop it off. Max King, one of the seniors on this Burncoat squad.
Our statistician extraordinaire who rejoins us after a Christmas break, you know, has not stopped his Christmas pranks.
Nope.
Just gave me the latest update. He said Shrewsbury is on a 2-0 run.
I love it.
Shocking.
He always tries to get you.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is just outstanding.
You know, for our viewing audience, what Dr. Phil Robo will do will hand us statistics on sheets of paper. So he'll give us little notes, little love notes sometimes, telling us to fix your tie or.
Yep.
And then he'll throw some numbers, call your wife, and things of that nature. It's always very helpful.
He is. He's always looking out for your best interest. Liriano off the window.
Great entrance pass by Jackson. Liriano didn't even hesitate, took it hard to the basket. Burncoat pulls off their press, drops straight back into the 2-3, flattens it out.
And now this is the kind of tempo that Shrewsbury would like. To be able to slow the game down, walk the ball up. McCauley, Zona, TAITEL. Durkee looks inside. Here's McCauley. Takes it up strong, and he is fouled by Liriano.
I believe they're calling it on 10.
Well, that would be better in terms of Burncoat, although it would be the second on Max King. And McCauley will have one more. Connor McCauley going 1 for 2 from the line. It is a 10-point Shrewsbury lead.
Shrewsbury drops back into a 2-3 zone.
First miss from the free throw line. Oh, that is a big-time three.
Well, I'll tell you what,
Nick Jackson.
downtown Jackson That was deep.
15 points for Unique Jackson to lead the Burncoat team. And Zona answers with a 3 of his own.
Well, again, ball movement gave Zona the opportunity to set himself up, dial it in, and he knocked it home.
That's a big-time answer right there.
Shrewsbury doing a great job with their man-to-man pressure right now. Timeout, Burncoat.
3:32 to play in the quarter. 37-27. Shrewsbury in front. Both coaches, Kevin, using their timeouts early and often, not afraid to call them back-to-back, not afraid to call them very quickly after one another. You know, they really want to control the game.
Well, you know, again, made 2 play 1. Great job. So you had 2 defensive guards on you and a great pass over to Zona. We were talking at the intermission this past late in December. I had the opportunity to see Boston College basketball play at UNH, and Billy Herring's team ended up losing in overtime, but an incredible game, and UNH certainly could have put one in the record books with an upset.
That young fan had the moves like Phil Robo in his day.
Here's a good look at how deep Jackson was, but you're right.
Fly Phil Robo, they used to call him. Three from the corner.
Starting to feel it a little bit now. The Burncoat Patriots, big bucket right there.
Cruz with the 3.
Alberto Cruz dialing it in.
Yep, 7-point game. Shrewsbury works it around the perimeter.
You know, again, they're very, very patient. TAITEL with the penetration.
Liriano the steal, and he is fouled.
Well, that might have been a little bit of a gift. It was absolutely a foul, but it wasn't a good foul because he was starting to lose control of the basketball. Liriano came out off the bounce and really was losing control in their half court. So Burncoat catches a break.
Here's Unique Jackson. One rival coach described him as a pit bull. He's so strong, he's tenacious.
What a great pass inside. Liriano, they hit the deck. Liriano and Veda. Nice job, they both bounce up. It will be Burncoat ball, foul on the play.
37-30. Shrewsbury with a lead, but it is a 7-point advantage. They led by 18 at the half, or make it 11 rather at the half, 29-18. Big rebound that time from TAITEL. Over the back of the backboard.
Nate McGregor pulled the trigger really quick on that one. He had a good look, and obviously he's got the green light there.
2:26 to play in the third quarter, 37-30 Shrewsbury. Here's Unique Jackson, an explosive player. Max King up top. Shrewsbury man-to-man. King kicks it, Liriano, 10-footer, no good.
Great hustle by Burncoat, keeping the basketball alive.
Here's King crossing over, spins in the lane, almost stolen. And the 3, no good. And an offensive rebound and putback, and this place has now come to life.
Max King, the senior guard, with a big offensive rebound there on the miss.
5-point game.
What makes this very difficult gymnasium to play in.
Veda spins to the hoop for 2.
Big answer for Veda, but the point that I was getting to is if they can shift the momentum going into the fourth quarter, this place can erupt, and that 6th player award can make a huge difference.
18 points tonight for Veda, and he comes up with a big rebound. Jackson the steal. Jackson will push, 2-on-1. Oh, showtime, in and out. Offensive rebound and put back by Nader.
Great follow that time by Nader and a good putback.
It is a 5-point game, 39-34.
High hands, got to work it with your hands up.
Burncoat needs a stop. Shrewsbury needs a field goal. TAITEL caught in the air. 3. Nate McGregor with a triple.
Well, now you know why he pulled the trigger that last time down so quickly. He dials it in very, very quickly. He's got great range.
Big, big bucket. It is an 8-point ball game right now. And here's Jackson for 3. Unique Jackson is feeling it. 18 points for Unique Jackson. Back to a 5-point game. Shrewsbury will hold for the final shot of the quarter. 4 seconds, 3. Offensive rebound and put back by McGregor.
Now, great job by McGregor, and that's where Burncoat's got to be one and done. They can't allow the offensive glass to be dominated by the Colonials of Shrewsbury.
It is a 7-point advantage for Shrewsbury after 3. The fourth quarter is coming up next. High school basketball on Charter TV3 is brought to you in part by Carl's Oxford Diner, the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia, Unibank, and Batera Nissan of Auburn. All right, let's take a look now at Unique Jackson.
Jackson deep, deep in the corner. Big bucket there.
Look at
and
that.
the flip. Gotta tell you, I've been waiting to give this prop. When you talk about pride and loving your school, the Burncoat dance team came out and they just kept coming. They had to have 40 girls on their dance team. It was unbelievable. Good call. Foul's going to be on number 10.
Yeah, you're right, and they're award-winning. It is. It's an award-winning dance team.
You know, I'll tell you, every year we talk about the cheerleaders, and now you have more and more dance teams, and there's competitions. There's commitment and dedication that goes on everywhere. And you got to love seeing it in high school kids.
Liriano underneath.
Big bucket by Liriano.
5-point game.
Well, we talked about momentum. We talked about getting that sixth player into the ball game, and that being here in the Green Graveyard, the rabid fans.
Jack TAITEL, the sophomore, gives it to Paul Turkey, fellow sophomore. Veda calls for it on the high post. Turnaround, knocked out by King.
Oh, great hands.
And,
travel.
Man.
Oh, the shot clock didn't go off.
Shot clock violation, and I'll tell you what, that was a bomb of a 3 from TAITEL. That was one step inside a half court.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at the smile on his face, boy. At least he's going to see that over and over on TV.
That was unreal. You know what, Kevin? That could be a huge play in this game. Jackson, no good. This crowd is coming to their feet every possession right now for Burncoat.
Well, if they can chisel away a little bit more.
Veda for 3, no good.
Here's a break.
Ahead of the pack, up and in, through. 3-point game.
This is what makes it very difficult to play here if you put yourself in a position to allow the stands and the fans to erupt. Travel.
Burncoat on a 9-5 run right now.
So Burncoat beginning to mount the comeback here.
6:14 to play. And the former NE10 Defensive Player of the Year, ADRIAN MACHADO, is looking for a big defensive stand from his Shrewsbury Colonials.
Shrewsbury matches up man to man.
Jackson for 3.
I think
Vader with a rebound.
He's pressing a little bit right now. There's plenty of time in the ball game. You're only down by 3.
And a long shot from Durkee, no good. Here comes King. King takes it himself. Oh, offensive foul on King.
Great defensive job by Shrewsbury. Here, let's take a look at it. Right into your living room.
That's a gutsy play by TAITEL to step in and take that charge. Oh, he's fired up. Look at that.
Let's go.
That is a sophomore that is playing like a senior. Stepping in, taking a charge. Big atmosphere on the road. 3-point game.
Tough kid.
And he's got the ball now. Goes into the corner. McCauley kicks around the horn. TAITEL for 3. King with another rebound. King has been awesome on the glass in the second half. And really everywhere defensively. King. 1-point game.
Well, timeout Shrewsbury.
Wow, Max King doing it on both ends of the floor. Ryan Connor's gonna let him soak it up a little bit.
You know, again, Max King, that turn it on again, off again, crossover dribble, hard to the basket, a nice job. He has a pretty good look at the dance team.
Yeah, you talked about the hours that go into this and the choreography. It's a lot. Burncoat right now outscoring Shrewsbury 9-2 here in the fourth quarter.
Well, here's what we talked about. They want to push. They want to get the ball up the floor, and that's exactly what they did. Offensive rebound, pivot, look up the court, off to the races they go, and they look to push.
Ryan Connor's team has closed to within 1. 44-43, another great high school basketball game. We had Leominster and Wachusett right before the break. That was phenomenal. This one could come down to the final shot as well.
Burncoat has got to make sure that they box out. Here they go back, Burncoat back to the 1-2-2. See if they can make it work. Stolen away. Great demonstration of patience that time. Max King pulling it out.
King, no good, offensive rebound. Nader, and Burncoat's got a lead.
Burncoat hasn't led this game for an awfully long time.
Not since the end of the first quarter. McCauley, no good, draws the foul. And McCauley will shoot a pair. He's got a chance to give his team an advantage.
Oh, nice job on the penetration. 4:24 to go. We have 3 team fouls on Burncoat, 5 team fouls on Shrewsbury. We'll go to a 1-and-1 at 7. Here's a penetration. Huge rebound right here, and an outstanding putback.
McCauley will have one more, misses the first. So he can tie it up here, 45-44.
That was Norberto Nader.
Long rebound, tracked down by ASABERE. Burncoat with the ball and the lead. Jackson for 3. Big rebound, Veda's got it.
See, I got to tell you, Kevin, right now I think Jackson's best game is going to be the dribble drive penetration.
Try to get a foul if you don't hit.
Well, you know, King has been doing it so very well. I mean, if you can get a double threat going to the basket, it's going to make a huge difference.
In the lane, Durkee, good hands.
Now, nice pass to the inside, a bounce pass, the most difficult pass to steal. Good turnaround by Durkee, and certainly a huge bucket.
Shrewsbury with a 1-point lead. Ryan Connor wants a timeout. 3:36 to play in the ball game. Burncoat trailing by 1. We'll take a timeout and be back with more from Burncoat High School right after this.
Local news from Central Massachusetts for Central Massachusetts.
If you're planning to go out this weekend, so are the police.
This was the scene on that road last night when 2 cars collided.
Police arrest a Grafton man who they say ran away from a traffic stop on I-290.
The society says they condemn the recent acts of violence.
Reporters in the field. And an in-depth local forecast. Worcester News tonight on Charter TV3.
Welcome back, everyone. We are taking you inside the Burncoat huddle. Ryan Connor.
Well, down by 1, Burncoat has done a great job of getting themselves back into the ball game. They certainly have thrown a lightning bolt that has electrified this crowd. So they've got the pit, the green graveyard, whatever you want to call it, is rocking here at Burncoat. And now it's up to Shrewsbury to demonstrate their patience on offense and their tenacity on defense.
Liriano, partially blocked.
Veda, big play right there for Shrewsbury.
Burncoat shooting 57% from the field in the second half. 41% overall. Shrewsbury 54% overall.
Kevin, sometimes what's difficult with high school players, other than the shot clock, is that they worry about getting a shot off, you know, and they lose their patience, but there's so much time left. You know,
Jack
again,
TAITEL, the sophomore.
yeah, just, you know, tough as nails, goes hard to the basket, gets the defense to try to block a shot. Norberto Nader picks up the foul. So that's the 4th team foul on Burncoat.
Shrewsbury was 4 for 4 from the free throw line in the first half. 1 for 4 from the charity stripe in the second half. 3:04 to play, all tied up, 46 each.
Well, and at this stage of the game, you know that it's going to be critical that they make free throws.
TAITEL will have one more. Chance to give his team the lead.
He'll knock this one down.
Yep.
A lot of poise, saw it in his eyes.
6 points for Jack TAITEL. 1 point lead for his team.
Shrewsbury looking at double.
Jackson draws the foul on the floor.
Okay, so that will be the 16th foul on Shrewsbury. One more and they'll go 1-on-1. You know, and I think that their philosophy, if they stay with this, to spread the floor and to break them down 1-on-1 is not a bad philosophy at all. There's some tough matchups out there.
We have had 4 lead changes in the game and 2 ties.
King takes it out of bounds.
2:48 to play. Liriano spins, fade away in the lane. No good. Veda the rebound.
Now, huge rebound from Veda. You know, again, there's eons to go in this ball game, so you don't want to be, travel. Nice job defensively by Burncoat.
Every possession becomes magnified now.
Because Dylan Zona was looking to reverse the basketball, but Burncoat hedged out a little bit, just enough to make him drag that pivot foot. 47-46, Shrewsbury with the lead.
Here's King for 3 for the lead. No good. Okaka with a big rebound. And TAITEL will slow it up. Veda from the baseline. Rebound off Shrewsbury. It'll be Burncoat ball.
Well, Shrewsbury almost with an offensive rebound there. You know, again, I can't stress enough, Burncoat has got to keep Shrewsbury off the glass and keep them from that offensive putback.
ASABERE up top. Here's Jackson. Jackson, pull-up jumper. No good. And a big rebound by Durkee, another sophomore. Paul Durkee's got 10 points. He's got a handful of rebounds, 6'3" sophomore.
Both teams offensively very quiet the last minute.
Still a 1-point game.
Great movement.
Durkee for three, he's got it. No, it's a 2. Kevin Murray says foot on the line.
Okay, so he knocks down a 2, but again, how did it happen? Dribble drive along the baseline, defense collapse, kick out from the baseline underneath. You know, just a great pass by Veda. Obviously, that was a huge jump shot, giving the 3-point advantage to Shrewsbury.
And we want to thank Keith Poplawski and Jeff Ruderman for their help in televising this game tonight from Burncoat. They had to run cables across the roof of the building for us. First time that we have been here in many years. So those guys were up there risking life and limb to get the cables across the roof of the high school here so we can be broadcasting here tonight. Another thriller, 49-46, Shrewsbury in front. Shrewsbury with 14 turnovers, Burncoat only 6.
Here's Veda with the dribble drive, little shot fake, just enough room to make that defense collapse. And Durkee, again, only a sophomore, making a money shot, giving a 3-point advantage to the Colonials. 1:10 remaining, 49-46, Burncoat with possession.
Rebounding battle has been very even. 23 for Shrewsbury, 21 for Burncoat. Burncoat with 8 offensive rebounds and Shrewsbury with 7. Bill Robo giving you all of the pertinent stats, telling the game story through the numbers. 3 from the corner of the Tide, no good. Loose ball. Tracked down in the corner by Burncoat.
See, they don't need the 3 in order to win the ball game, you know?
They can tie it up with one here. Cruz in the lane, no good. Durkee, a big rebound.
Okay, they need a defensive stop. Oh. Dangerous pass there, almost a backcourt.
Cruz, some good tight defense. Durkee up top, he's got Jackson on him. Here's TAITEL.
High ball screen.
Crowd chanting defense. Mack for 3. Jackson.
Still
16,
plenty of time.
15, Jackson for 3. No good. Veda the rebound.
Huge rebound by Veda.
Burncoat's got a foul, and King does with 8.2 seconds to play. And Veda can make this a 2-possession game. Should be 1-1, I believe. I think it's a 7.
I think there's 2 more.
Oh, that's right. I'm looking at Shrewsbury. I'm looking at Shrewsbury's fouls. You're right.
Here's the last exchange. Burncoat's got 2 more fouls before they go into the 1-on-1, and rest assured, Shrewsbury is going to take advantage of that. They'll inbound and hold the ball.
Yep. 8.2 seconds remaining. You can lose, you know, a half second each time. Your home building, you shouldn't lose too much. Oh, 6.7 seconds remaining.
Still
so
not
lost
1-on-1.
about 1.5 seconds. You got 1 more. You lose another 1.5 seconds. You're talking about down about 5 seconds. Shooting 1-1, you hit 1. It's a 2-possession game. You miss the front end. Burncoat's got to hurry.
Deny the ball inbounds. Jumping jacks. Don't get screened out. Good timeout right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, counting every attention this time, at the conclusion of tonight's game, the teams will take part in the ceremonial handshake, demonstrating respect for their opponents.
6.7 seconds remaining.
Well, certainly if you are Shrewsbury, you are in a very good position right now.
You got to gamble if you're Burncoat.
Well, Burncoat, you got to be a jumping jack all over the ball, make that inbounds pass very difficult. I would switch on every screen because I'm sure they're going to look to set a back screen and send somebody long, you know, and you don't want to get beat there, but you got to match up man-to-man all over the court. And the only alternative, if you're going to just look to foul right away,
right,
is to look to steal the inbounds and not pressure the ball. But I think they're all over the ball. Well, so they're going to go long. They've got Norberto Nader on the basketball, trying to deflect it on the inbounder.
They get it into Veda. Veda is fouled with 5.6 seconds remaining. So Veda will shoot 1 and 1. ADRIAN Machado will make some substitutions. Burncoat will make some substitutions.
Well, there was a point in this ball game, Kevin, where Shrewsbury was up 11, and it was a solid 11, and you thought that they were just going to keep pulling away. But the Patriots have been very pesky. They've kept at it. Chipped away. They got their crowd back into it. They provided themselves the opportunity to win the ball game.
So here's the senior, Steve Veda, 18 points tonight.
Right around his season average.
Shooting a 1 and 1. And he hits the first. It is a 2-possession game, and that ought to do it. With 5.6 seconds remaining, that ought to ice this game. That's a big free throw. Veda hits them both.
Well, there's the senior. He knocks them both down. You're going to let Burncoat go the length of the floor and just let the clock run out.
ASABERE, no good. And the offensive rebound, no good. And that'll do it. Shrewsbury coming out of the green graveyard with a hard-fought, well-earned victory. 51-46. Shrewsbury a winner tonight. We'll take a timeout and wrap it all up right after this. All right, welcome back, everyone. 51-46. Shrewsbury a winner tonight. Kevin Shea with Kevin Wells, and we thank you for tuning in tonight to our broadcast of high school basketball. And Kevin, another thriller. And this one wasn't decided until the final seconds.
Well, I'll tell you what, Burncoat certainly came back. You know, they went into the locker room at halftime. They were absolutely not in control of the ball game at that point. They made their adjustments. They came out defensively. They turned up the heat a little bit better. Offensively, they started to create tempo and push the basketball. They just did a great job coming back. But a veteran is a veteran is a veteran. And you look at Veda, drives the baseline, kicks it out. Kid knocks down a 3. Veda gets fouled, makes 2 free throws down the stretch. You know, that's what horse do you want to ride going into the final stretch?
It is a happy homecoming for ADRIAN Machado. He returns to his alma mater, and his Shrewsbury Colonials victorious here tonight, 51-46. Our game next week will take us to Leicester High School, Tantascwa and Leicester. We'll see you all at 7 o'clock. Of course, we got the Hoop Frenzy coming up this Friday at 10:30. For Phil Robo, Sean Grady, Kevin Wells, and our entire Charter TV3 crew, I'm Kevin Shea. Thanks for watching. So long from the green graveyard where Steve Veda and the Colonials are victorious here tonight.